The girl stumbled out of the battered pickup truck like a shadow that had forgotten its shape. Her knees hit the dirt, voice trembling as she whispered, "Just make it quick." The wind caught her words, carrying them down an endless highway where the distant growl of motorcycles was swelling, closer, louder, like a storm rolling over dry land. Engines went silent. Boots met pavement. 5 men in black leather stepped out, surrounding her, the tallest among them, broad shoulders, tattooed arms, a face carved by years on the road, moved forward. Something in her trembling caught his attention. He reached out carefully, pulling aside her torn flannel shirt. Beneath the dust and bruises was a brand, seared deep into her skin. Everyone froze. Even the wind seemed to hold its breath. Before we go on, if you believe kindness can change a life, if you think second chances still matter, please take a moment to like this video, share it, and subscribe to Stories of Kindness. Your support helps us spread stories that prove humanity isn't gone yet. Her name was Rain Whitlock, though it had been years since anyone had called her that. She'd been running for 3 nights straight. No sleep, no food, hiding behind dumpsters and feeding on scraps. All she wanted was distance from the place she once called home. That home had become a private prison. The men she trusted had turned on her, branding her like property with a searing piece of iron while her screams were swallowed by silence. The mark wasn't random. It was his symbol, the sign of control. She thought she would die there. Maybe it would have been easier. But she ran. And now, standing before strangers in black leather, she didn't have the strength to run again. Hawk Grayson, the man who had stepped forward, had seen his share of broken souls. His club, the Iron Shepherds, weren't known for mercy. But something in Rain's eyes stopped him cold, half fear, half plea. When his gloved hand brushed the mark on her side, a flash of memory hit him like lightning. His little sister, long gone, taken by the same symbol burned into this girl's flesh. He didn't speak. None of them did. The silence was heavier than anger. Then Hawk shrugged off his jacket and placed it gently over her shoulders. His crew exchanged glances. They understood. This wasn't just another lost wanderer. This was family now. They brought her to their hideout, an old gas station turned repair shop. Rain didn't ask where they were taking her. She didn't care. Her body was empty, her heart hollow. But when they handed her water, cleaned her wounds, and asked no questions, something faint stirred inside her. Safety. That night, under the flicker of firelight, Hawk finally spoke. His voice was rough but strangely calm. "Who did that to you?" She hesitated, eyes locked on the flames. Then she whispered a name she'd buried for years. Mason Varick, leader of the Vultures MC, a gang infamous for trafficking and branding women as trophies of power. The air turned to ice. The Iron Shepherds had once ridden alongside the Vultures, until betrayal split their paths. Hawk's jaw tightened. The mark on Rain wasn't just a scar, it was a challenge. Days passed. Rain tried to leave more than once, but Hawk always stopped her, not with force, but with truth. "You go out there alone," he told her. "They'll find you again. Stay, and maybe for once you can stop running." Slowly she began to open up, about her childhood, her dreams before they shattered, and the belief that maybe she wasn't meant to survive. One evening, staring into a cracked mirror, her fingers traced the fading outline of the brand. For the first time, it didn't fill her with shame, it filled her with anger, not the kind that destroys, but the kind that awakens. When Hawk saw that fire in her eyes, he gave a quiet nod. "We'll make it right," he said. That night, under a moonless sky, the Iron Shepherds rolled out, engines low, lights dimmed. Rain sat behind Hawk, her hands gripping his vest like a lifeline. They weren't out for blood, not yet. First, they would show Mason what it meant to lose control. The raid on the old mill was swift and brutal. The Vultures never saw it coming. When Mason finally stepped out, smirking, the arrogance melted from his face. There she was, Rain, alive, defiant, standing with the Iron Shepherds at her side. Hawk didn't speak. He didn't have to. The message was written in the roar of their engines. The girl you tried to destroy isn't alone anymore. By dawn it was over. The Vulture's reign ended that night. Rain didn't look back. She didn't need to. For the first time in years, she felt sunlight on her face without fear. When Hawk brought her back to the gas station, she climbed off the bike, looked up at him and whispered, "Thank you for not letting me disappear." He nodded once. "You're one of us now." And she smiled, not the fragile smile of survival, but the genuine one of someone who's found her strength again. If this story touched your heart, if you believe in courage, healing, and the quiet power of kindness, please like this video, share it, and subscribe to Stories of Kindness. Your support helps us keep telling stories that remind the world. Empathy still matters. Before you scroll away, Drop one word in the comments. What did this story make you feel? Hope? Pain? Faith? We'd love to hear your heart.